Hi guys, Joe here. Today's video is going to be about grinders, grinding, what kind of consumables I use, and my grinding process for how I get the metal where I weld, grind, smooth it out, get it ready for paint or powder or whatever. I'm going to demonstrate that in the video too, so you'll be able to see how my process is with that. But I will have product recommendations with links for Amazon, all in the description, with all the products I'll be reviewing today. Um, a little bit of a disclaimer: Benchmark Abrasives sent me some products for free. Um, I will be featuring them in the video, but I buy Benchmark even if they didn't send me free products. I buy it. These right here, they didn't send these to me. I had these in stock from when I purchased their stuff. I've been buying their stuff for years. I recommend it. It's cheap. It's I wouldn't say it's the most durable stuff on the market, like the flap wheels and stuff, but they're so cheap it don't matter. I always like having a nice edge on my flap disc. So uh, yeah, for I think for a 10 pack it's like 16, 17 bucks for the thinner flap disc. This is 40 grit. I just buy 40 grit. I don't buy any other grits. Um, yeah, so we'll go through that in the video, and I'll have a demonstration on with some handrail pipe or tubing, how I weld and blend the welds in the prep for powder coat or paint or whatever. So with that being said, let's get straight into the action. Okay, first up is going to be for protection when you're grinding, or you can use like this respirator. It's from Benchmark. You can use this for welding as well. It's slim. It fits underneath your helmet. They have this cool kit where you can have this. They have these earmuffs and this helmet, and it all fits together in one unit to keep you safe. I like using these when I'm grinding because they're small. Don't get all that nasty grit taste in your mouth. They work better than the paper mask. Yeah. So these are handy to have, and I recommend these for sure when you're grinding or even welding. If you're doing a lot of welding and you're noticing a lot of smoke getting under the hood, use one of these. You can also buy these with different filters too. These are just the paper filters, which I had the Miller version of this with the paper filters. The only thing I don't like about the paper filters is I had BBs jump under my hood and it went through the filter and it made a hole in the filter where stuff was getting in. So that's just one thing I don't like about the paper filter. So I would go with the little canister filters, but it would still fit underneath your hood. This one has the quick connect on here. I like that. Ugh. It's a nice little setup. As you can see, put all the gear on. This stuff's all brand new to me. Like I said, they sent it to me for free. So, um, yeah, it all works as one unit. It all works together. Seems like you're protected well. It's pretty comfortable. I haven't had any experience like wearing this stuff for hours on end. I'll keep you guys updated on that. I'm sure you'll be able to tell in the video if I'm using it or not. So we'll see. We'll see about that. But that's for your protection when you're grinding. So yeah, enough of that boring stuff. We'll get straight into grinding now. So first things up is a 4.5 inch grinder. Um, I have a corded ones. I have battery powered ones. DeWalt. I use the DeWalt battery powered. If you use the Milwaukee, I don't hear bad things about it. It's probably just as good. I like the DeWalt ones. Always keep a corded one though, just in case the batteries run out when I'm out in the field. I always have this on me. It's the batteries only last so long, and out in the cold weather, the batteries are almost useless. So yeah, you always need the corded grinder. Metabo, I recommend. I'll leave links for all this stuff for Amazon down below too, if you want to check the specs or check them out further. So, or even buy them. So, the Metabo lasts a long time. I've replaced the brushes in these before, and the only problem I've had with these, and it's not just Metabo, it's all grinders, even the DeWalt one. Um, is this cord will get knotted up when I'm grinding all day. It'll get knotted up, and then it pulls loose from inside here, and or it'll get a break in there somewhere, and I'll have to trim the cord and then open this up and reconnect it. Other than that, it's a great grinder. I always keep a handle on these as long as I can. You know, if you're getting in a tight space and you gotta take the handle off, that's one thing. But I always have a handle on this, always. For one thing, it helps with fatigue when you're grinding. And one of the other things is if you're using a cutting wheel, which I use these 6-inch cutting wheels, you can pick up, let's see, this is a 25 pack, really cheap from Benchmark. I'll leave links. But yeah, this is what I use is a 6-inch, no guard or anything. It's kind of stupid, but I'm used to using it. And I have gotten myself in a bad situation with one of these before. And it wasn't because I didn't have a guard. It was because I didn't have a handle on. When I was cutting something, a tube pinched it. The grinder jumped back so fast and hit me in the hand right here. I don't know if you can see it right there. And I had to get like 6 or 8 stitches. But other than that, I haven't been hurt in the shop. Only a grinder, so that got me. So something to look out for. Yeah, so when I'm in the shop, I barely use this unless it's like a whole bunch of grinding that I can't keep up with on my batteries. The DeWalt right here, I have the 6 millihours or whatever you call it, the number 6 DeWalt batteries. I have 3 of these. I have 5 of the 5s and half a dozen of the 4s. Usually, if I switch 3 of these out in and out of the grind or the charger every day, as I'm grinding stuff, I don't ever not need. I can always just cycle these in and out of the chargers where I'm pretty good with 3 of these. These are kind of expensive. You can catch them on sale for like $100. That was the best deal I could find on these. So if they come up for around $100, I would recommend to buy these. These ones I found a 2-pack for $200 and I jumped on it right away. I wish I would have bought more. It's because these don't like ever go on sale. And I would like to have just a couple more because there's other DeWalt tools I use that demand a lot of power. But yeah, sorry I'm a little all over the map with this, but I'll just bear with me. I'll get through everything. Another thing about the grinders is they make these grinders with switches on the side that lock in. I don't use those. It's dangerous. Grinders are very dangerous if you're not safe. You got to get the paddles, the paddle locks. It's the only way. I won't allow a switch grinder in my shop. So yeah, paddles is the only thing. The corded DeWalt paddle grinder is a nice grinder too. I use those for many years. But the convenience of having the battery powered with no cord, the RPMs are a little bit less, but not having this freaking cord in your way all the time. I'd rather just have the less power and use the DeWalt. Cutting with these, with the 6-inch, they don't spin up as fast as the corded grinder, so it's feels a lot safer. 6-inch is sketchy to use, guys, so if you're doing this, be very safe. Make sure you're wearing full protection gear, and you got a handle, because this, I've been using these for over 10 years with no guard or no nothing, and it's pretty much like second nature to me now. So, but it still can get away from you and it's dangerous. It's not as dangerous with the corded grinder because it don't spin as fast, but this thing can really hurt you. So you gotta be extremely safe with these. But I like these grinders so much, and I was getting sick of switching out the wire wheel back to this or back to this. I went ahead, and this is brand new. I just bought it. This thing still has plenty of life in it, but I bought a brand new one with my own money. Same model, same everything. The brushless 20-volt XR series. These, I think, I'll leave a link for it. I bought this on Amazon. It was like $150. It was the best price I could find at the time. I believe you can maybe find these for like $130 or something, but yeah. Another thing I like about these is the first thing I do when I get this box, I put the handle on. It comes with this tool, the Titan. But this has the grip on it, so you don't have to use it. So the very first thing I do is I take this and I throw it away, because somebody will come along behind you, use this to tighten it, and then when you go to use it, I never use it. So when I go to hand tighten or hand loosen this, I can't, because somebody reefed it down with this. So now I gotta go find this. Nuh-uh, this goes in the garbage right away. Even the one with the two little prongs that you stick in there, first thing I do, I throw it in the garbage, because I'm not going to look for this to change a disc out. Okay? Another thing I do is take this off. Not saying this is for everybody, but yeah, this goes in the garbage too. Not saying that's for everybody, that's just how I work, and that's how I've been working. I've been using these things for 15 years now, so that's how I use them, and that's how I'll continue to use them. I did get bit once. I didn't have a handle on it. So now whenever I'm cutting something, I make sure I have the handle on it, so you can really hold on to it. Yeah, I really like the flat disc. It helps with keeping the material nice and flat. Yep, see, that's all you need. Nice and tight, won't slip on you. That's all you need. You don't need to use this to tighten that down, okay, guys? No. These also have like a brake on them too, which is kind of, that helps keep them safe. Yeah, paddle grinders only, guys. Yeah, so that's about it for the 4.5 inch grinders. I'm gonna talk a little more about the wheels here and the different ones you can get. Like this one has a nut on the back where you can just screw this in by the nut with straight into the grinder without having to use that other nut to tighten down the disc like this. You see how this one don't have a nut on it? And it adds a little bit of weight to the tool, and plus these ones cost a little bit more, so I prefer these ones. I prefer the flat faces. These angled faces, I know some guys might prefer those, not me. I want the flat face. It helps me keep it flat, and I'm not gouging into the metal too deep. It's just whenever I'm grinding the weld to blend it in, I want to make sure this is flat on the weld at all times, and I'm not getting into the base material. So that's why I prefer the flat ones. Like I said, 6-inch cutoff wheel. This is what I use on my 4.5 inch grinder. Not recommending it for everybody. They do make these in 4-inch where you can use a guard. Like I said, I've been doing this for a long time, so I'm comfortable using the tool like that. It's kind of dumb. Don't recommend it, but that's just how I use it, and that's how I'll continue to use it. All right, I'm gonna give you guys some rundown on prices real quick too. The twist knot 6-inch here, $11.99. Seen these at Home Depot for over $20. Can't beat that. Benchmark abrasives. For a 10-pack of these, this is what I buy the most of. 10-pack of these, $16.99. Can't beat that. $16.99 for a 10-pack. If you go through 10 of these discs in one day on a job, $16, guys. Can't beat that. If you want the thicker ones, they're $23.99. I have some here. I haven't opened them yet. I use the thinner ones just because they're cheaper. Yeah, so to give you guys a little bit of a comparison, this is the thicker disc for, you get a 10-pack for $23.99. It's thicker. They're nice. This one's flat. Here's the thinner one. So a 10-pack of the thinner ones are $16.99. I only get 40 grit. I don't get any other grit. I've been doing this for years, so I've got a system down where I don't need another grit to get it perfectly smooth and to blend in nicely. So yeah, I would recommend to try both just to see which ones you like better. So can't beat it for the price, because even the thicker ones that are gonna last you longer for $23.99, you can't beat that. You know, $23.99. Go to Home Depot, they want freaking like $8 for one of these things. So like I said, I've been buying bench-made or benchmark abrasives for years now. All right. Another grinder tool that I use often is this DeWalt DeBurgh tool. I've used corded versions of these. I don't have a corded version. This one is a variable speed, which I like because if anybody that used these before know that these can get pinched up on you, and it's not fun. So I like being able to run this on a slower speed. It's great to get into those hard to reach areas. You can also buy these burrs really cheap. I'll leave links from Benchmark or Benchmark. You can get these burrs too. I also, this one is like pretty meaty. That one will remove material super quick. I also buy the cone shaped burr. This one's pretty worn out. I've probably had this thing over a year now. So this one I haven't used that much. Yeah. They're pretty cheap. I think they're like $11 or $12 each, or they might even be cheaper than that, like $8. I don't know. I'll leave links in the description for all that stuff, so you can check it out. Sorry, this video is gonna be all over the place, but it's just gonna be all about grinding. So, and here's another. I've had this for over a year now. It used to be like this big. This was another benchmark tool benchmark tool that I picked up about a year ago. So I like to use the cone one, and I like to use the 6-inch, especially if you're doing a lot of stick welding. And this get rid of spatter most of the spatter pretty quick. I have other ones too. I mistakenly bought a smaller one time, and I tried to use it, and it just wasn't long enough and didn't last as long as the 6-inch ones. It's just you gotta be careful when you're using them, because those things will also grab on you. Another thing, all my hoodies in the shop, I get rid of the cord, because that and grinders and drill presses don't mix. So brand new hoodies, get the cord cut and tossed in the garbage for the hoodies. That's a important safety tip to remember when you're using the grinder. Okay. So when I weld and grind, I'll demonstrate for you guys too, coming up is, I'll use this to knock the weld down, smooth it out. And then I like to go over it. This is an extra thing that I just started doing a couple of years ago, is this little palm sander with a little 80 grit. I've even used 40 grit. The 80 grit gets it even more smooth, but this will get rid of any little, it'll help blend in any little gouges and stuff. You just hit it with this. You don't have to go crazy with it. Just go over it. What I've noticed lately too with buying material for handrails and stuff, I'm like really picky about how I do my handrails, is the materials have really been going down the toilet, if you know what I mean, with quality of stuff. I'll get stuff with scratches, I'll get stuff with pitting, and all kinds of little things that I have to make sure that it's not going to come up through the powder coat. So this thing works great for buffing out stuff like that, and it don't take much effort, especially if you have a 40 grit. This is an 80 grit, but if you have the 40 grit, it's also a great little thing to have. So Benchmark makes these too. So you get a 50 pack for $34.99. Okay. The last 40 pack I bought, I don't go through many of these. Okay. The last 40 pack lasted me a long time. So a 50 pack is going to last you even longer, and it's only $34.99 for that. So it's a nice little bargain if you like to use this tool. This thing don't go through batteries real bad. So this is a little handy tool that I started using a few years ago that I like. All right, I'm going to set up like a little 45 with some handrail, and I'll weld it, grind it, and buff it out so you guys can check it out, how I grind my rail and what kind of results I get with the product I've showed you guys today. Okay. Okay, guys, so I have some 1x2 railing cap that I'm going to bevel, weld, and grind into a 45. Okay. You always want to bevel this, because especially if you're grinding away the metal, just because you don't want to grind all the weld away. So I always bevel all my handrails. It's just when you're a welder, it's just part of the job. You just got to bevel things. So So there you have it, guys. That's how I grind my rail. It's perfectly smooth. When this gets top coated with paint, you wouldn't even be able to tell that this was welded. And the method I use is pretty fast. And, you know, this is how I do it. There's many ways of doing this. This is just the way I prefer to do it. It's the way I was taught and the way I learned. So if it's not broken, don't fix it or whatever, however that saying went. But yeah, this is perfectly smooth. And this is, I would be happy to have railing that was ground like this in my house. So usually I don't grind the inside joint here, but I was just to demonstrate for you guys. I did it just because. Why not? So whenever somebody's hand's going over this rail, there's no burrs, no nothing, perfectly smooth. Yeah, so basically it's just the 4.5-inch 40 grit flat wheel, and then with the palm sander 80 grit. Let's go over it. You've seen how fast it is. The welding and grinding will be sped up by 10, but still, this was pretty fast for me to get this done. Yeah. And just to show you how smooth, it might be hard to tell on camera. I'm going to paint this with some spray paint real quick, just so you can see how smooth it is. Maybe the paint will help you see. Yeah, I don't know if that's picking it up better. I mean, I have a pretty good trained eye to be able to point out any flaws in this, and that looks pretty good. On the back here, I can see a little gouging, but it's on the bottom. I'm not so worried about that. It's mostly what's going to be seen on the top. But yeah, that is how I grind my 2x1 tubing handrail caps. Okay guys, that's it for today with the grinder video. I hope it was helpful with me showing you how I grind rail and what I use to grind rail. I recommend the Benchmark abrasives. Check them out. I'll leave links in the description below. I'll also put their website on there if you want to check their website out. And Amazon links to all the products I use today. The grinder hood, earmuffs, and mask, it was something that they sent me, and I never used it before, so I'm not 100% on how well that stuff's gonna work out. I'll keep you posted on it, but it seems like it's made nice. I like that the mask fits under my welding hood, so I like that it all fits together, like the earmuffs, the mask, and the face shield. So that's nice. It's safe to say the $16.99 10-pack flat face flap wheels. Safe to say I 100% recommend these for $16.99. I've been using them for years, buying them for years. These I 100% recommend. The twist knot wire wheels, the 6-inch, I recommend those. I've been using them for years, buying them from Benchmark. So those are great products. They last a long time. Cut off wheels, 6-inch. I recommend those too. Very affordable. Great product. Never had them blow up on me. Yeah. So it's pretty much for the product reviews. Yeah, I want to thank Benchmark Abrasives for sending me the products to test out. I really appreciate that. I look forward to anything we may do in the future with that, which it helps support the channel and everything. And you guys watching and commenting and following the channel also helps, where I can bring more content like this to you guys, which is awesome. So if you guys have any recommendations or anything, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about the products that I recommended today. And let me know how dumb I am for not using guards on my grinders and all that good stuff. So if you like this kind of content and you want to see more of this kind of content, please like and subscribe. Okay. and I'll see you on the next one.